All right. Well, looks like there's nothing important for 75, so we'll just do it as a regular episode.
Wait, there's nothing important that happened in 1975?
The Vietnam War ended.
Boo. Oh, you mean the war that America got their asses kicked in?
Yeah.
Floyd Little.
You won't read that in your notebooks, kids.
Bro, niggas was out here getting mollywopped by people with banana hats. Crazy.
Jesus Christ.
They did make hats out of banana leaves. I took a whole course in college on.
I believe you. It's just on the face of it.
On the face, it's bad, but
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion, champion, champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion, like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I'm so cold-blooded. I fear nobody, I fear nobody. I walk like a champion.
Speaking of black people getting shot, Kyrie bought a home for George Floyd family. That's pretty dope.
crazy, right?
I like that
Out
a
of
lot.
all the ways to transition that.
Yeah.
Out of all the ways to transition.
Honestly,
speaking of black people getting shot.
But I mean, semantics though. George Floyd was not shot,
I mean,
Out of all the ways.
so
semantics.
semantics. But
Semantics.
you know, I saw where you're going with that. So I appreciate the effort.
Okay, now
but
for that, I don't think that's going to be received well.
From who?
You're right. We don't even get that much listeners anyway. Fuck it.
Fuck
wow. Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Wow.
Damn, John. Come on. Be more positive and optimistic. But yes, Kyrie did. And it's just, I guess, a long list of philanthropic yep, things that he does. And you notice how all the things he does, he never says.
Someone else.
Never.
Yep.
You
You always hear it from somebody
You
else.
always hear it through like somebody on a podcast or in an article. Like this was, you only found out because Steven Jackson
Yep.
was on a podcast and he was like, oh yeah, by the way, Kyrie paid for this for the family's
I
house.
wonder when he did that, though. Do you think that was a recent thing?
No.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think it was a recent thing.
Yeah.
It probably could have been something in the works for a while, maybe.
It's
But-
not a quick thing to buy a house.
Yeah, I don't think it's something like during his hiatus. He was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go buy
If
that
you're
family.
not rich. If you rich, you low.
You could,
I'm about to
but-
say, dog. You said what?
There's still paperwork and shit.
I mean, yeah, paperwork.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it probably could have been in the works for a while, you know. But yeah, no, it's good on him. You know, good job. More than an athlete, and he's proven it all the time. You know, I was having a
But he's
conversation.
about to be back to athletics.
Yep, I was having this conversation with our boy James, right? And
James, how's James doing, man?
he's doing good.
Podcast legend.
He's doing good.
Right.
But-
James get more name drops on here than I
He
think.
do.
Yeah. About to say it. He don't even listen. He don't even know.
I don't even think he knows we do this.
He probably doesn't even. He really probably doesn't even know we have a podcast, which is kind of crazy. But you know, I wouldn't be surprised because it's James. But go ahead.
But yeah, no, we were just talking about basketball and we were talking about the Kyrie situation. And like once again, somehow I'm the spokesperson for the Nets because I'm the resident.
Yeah,
Nets
bro.
fan.
You.
Can you stand up and do a turn?
I'm about to say, like, come on, son. You are literally.
For some reason, I'm the spokesperson for the Nets.
No, but I'm serious.
wearing Nets earrings,
And
Nets half hoodie.
All my friend groups.
No, dead ass. Like when we'll get to the Harden trade in a second. But when it went down, everybody's blowing up my phone. People I haven't talked to in mad long. I'm like, oh, so now niggas remember my number? Like, damn. But no, we were talking about the Kyrie thing, and you know, we had our discussions about it. Like,
Yes.
you know, he felt his ways, thing about that, but you know, like him leaving was a little bit unprofessional, which I agree. Like the way he could have handled it a little bit better.
We all acknowledge this, though.
Yes.
Yep. We all
Listen to
acknowledge
last
this.
week's episode where we go into more detail.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I made the joke to him. I was like, yeah, I mean, look, Dennis Rodman got to go out and party, right? Like Kyrie's trying to save.
Kyrie just have a couple mental health days.
Kyrie trying to just take some PTO and save the black community. I mean, is that like give my man some slack?
That's a great way to put it.
Now, right after, no, actually, we did talk about it last week when he was on the Zoom call and shit. The memes and shit that was coming off of that was just so funny to me, yo.
Nah, the best one I saw was like how your mom looks at you when she didn't when she said she couldn't buy that Christmas gift, and she's just looking at you, open it up like.
Yeah, my man.
But we talked about that too. But it was, you know, it's good having like healthy dialogue and conversations with people that aren't just set in like a certain narrative. But you know, he's back on Wednesday. We lit, joining the two-headed monster, which it is right now. So let's get into it. Nets got James Harden. Let's go. And I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I just happen to be working all the time when good shit happens and bad shit in sports. Because I was on the ticker when the Harden trade went down.
When shit happens, you at work basically.
I'm on patrol. I'm on patrol.
Yes. So the Nets basically traded 3 first rounders and 4 pick swaps to the Rockets, or is it 4 and 4?
Well, they alternate. So first rounder this year, pick swap next year, because you can't trade back to back first. So basically, for the next 4 years, it's a first and a pick swap.
First pick swap per first pick swap. Okay, and then on top of that, Jared Allen is now on the Cavs.
Yep,
Jared Allen and Taurean Prince.
And Taurean Prince and
Karis
LeVert traded to the Rockets,
who
and
was
then immediately traded to the Pacers.
And then the Rockets also get Dante Exum and
a first,
another pick.
first.
Yeah,
and then
the Nets got a second rounder somewhere down the road.
Yeah,
I think from the Cavs.
Yeah,
and
I think that basically covers
that was
the semantics of the trade.
When I tell you that it was arguably one of the hardest things for me to do at work.
Bro, it took Waj like 14 tweets
because I'm on and the other person I'm working with, and I'm just we're just like,
Woj.
who is
right.
what tweets are
We
going?
all make mistakes, John.
Yeah, it's okay, John. Like what players are going where, what picks, like Shams. Nobody was tweeting anything good about it though. Like it was just like, oh yeah, James Harden.
They just wanted to get the details right first.
And you're just like, all right, 4 picks. When, nigga? When? Like,
Please.
It took about 25 minutes to actually write the whole shit out. But it was at the end when the dust settles and smoke clears. James Harden is now in Brooklyn with a smile on his face.
Yeah, he's happy.
A different attitude.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he looks slimmer.
I think
Black is slimming.
Exactly.
Yes.
This man had a flat tummy tea on his way to fucking Brooklyn.
That's a fact. My man started doing the Herbalife shit, and that shit worked in 2 weeks.
Bro, all right.
Talk about it.
Speak your truth.
I think it's great that for the Nets to have Harden, but they definitely need to fill in what they lost because there's a couple teams that are just bad matchups for them. You know what I mean? We kind of spoke about it with them already not having much defense, but at the end of the day, you put up 140 points a game, it does not matter. But my thing is, I don't think it was that great of a trade for the Rockets. I really don't.
Let's
I don't
talk
think,
about it.
to me, the best thing the Rockets got out of it was Oladipo, because none of those picks, and that's not a knock on Oladipo, but if you're trading like an MVP, like none of those picks are going to be good picks.
You think that's necessarily true?
Yes.
Why?
Why do you think any of those are going to be lottery picks?
I mean, I can't tell the future. I mean, these picks go from this upcoming draft in 2021
to 2025.
to 2025.
Yeah.
James Harden is under contract for the next 2 years, I believe, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Right.
They all their contracts expire at the same time.
Right.
Yeah. So I said what I said.
I mean,
I just don't see it like I think there was better trade packages out there. Maybe it did dry up a little bit, but I still think somehow you make that trade with the Sixers.
But people didn't want it. But that's the thing, is that the Sixers didn't want to make the trade. They didn't want to trade Tyrese Maxey. They didn't want to trade.
Fuck it.
No,
So you take Maxey
the
out of
report
it.
wasn't that the Sixers didn't want to. The Tillman Fertitta, the Rockets owner, didn't want to trade with Morey
Oh, because they didn't want
because of the bad blood and shit.
And I just don't think like
Because they had the trade there. It was Simmons, Maxey, and like 2.
I just don't think the returns that they got are necessarily worth for what they gave up. And then not only did you guys, because of Harden's contract, have depleted your entire front court, I think like this trade was great for James Harden,
Yep. Because
Karis LeVert, and Jared Allen.
Yes.
Okay.
And those individuals. I'll say the Nets as a franchise because they got James Harden. But like outside of that, like I just don't think this was really a great trade for the Rockets. I think even if you don't trade him to the fucking to the Sixers or the Nets, like I still think there would have been better packages out there. Like,
but like which like that's the thing.
I give you literally for the next 3 years, none of those are lottery picks.
I mean,
so that's 3 out of 4 picks.
So wait, so it's 3. It's 2. It's what you call it? So 3 firsts and 4 trade swaps, right?
Pick swaps.
Pick swaps. So that's not. So that goes down until 2000. Like you said, 2025, or that goes longer.
25 or 26. Like for the next 4 or 5.
That's
years.
the next 4 or 5. That's the next 4 or 5 years, and then they also acquired.
And half of them are not going to be high value picks.
So that's the
I
thing.
can
Like the pick
guarantee
swap.
Yeah.
Because
picks,
even if let's say 2 of the stars leave, they're still in the East, and with one of them you can still be a playoff team.
That's the thing. Like it's not. I think that and we talked about this earlier.
And the Rockets aren't a team that's known for scouting.
They're banking on the fact that it'll be a repeat of the Nets Celtics trade where it blows up in a year and a half.
Right.
And I think that's a terrible thing to bet on.
And it's a terrible thing to bet on because, one, this team is way different than that trade. The Nets back then traded for two stars that were past their prime and on the last leg of their career. Kyrie is still in his prime. Kevin Durant is arguably playing the best basketball we have seen him play, and he's coming off of an Achilles injury. Right. James Harden is still a crazy beast when it comes to scoring.
Right.
And they're only, I think the oldest one is 32 in KD.
This is all assuming
Harden is
that
also 32.
Okay.
That after these next few years, because Kyrie's under contract for the next 3 years. Harden has an option after the next 2 years where he can opt out. KD is also on a contract where in 2 years he can opt out. So I feel like, all right, it's 2021 right now, 2023, whatever happens. After that, you still got a pick in 24, 26, and then pick swaps in 25 and 27. So that could still potentially get you something back. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're talking
For worth of someone that's looked at as a generational talent.
in the short term. I agree with you, John. Like in the short term, it's like, why would you trade Harden? It's like you have all the leverage, but at the same time, it's like,
and then you're still banking on those picks being great.
You still banking on the picks being great, right? But I mean, you have literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 opportunities for real to find out on top of the other 2020 first round pick, 2022 first round pick that they have from the Cavs.
You're also banking on the fact that they leave after, that they don't re-up.
Well, I mean,
because they could re-up, and then
those picks are still ass.
This is also very possible. So I guess we don't really know what's going to happen in 3, 4, maybe 5 years. But all I know is that when it comes to the NBA, when it comes to players staying, that's not always a guarantee. You know what I'm saying? And Harden was also in a situation where he was not happy. He was being a cancer to the team. He was publicly criticizing the team.
They called him trash.
Literally said that this team is not in a position to win.
This ain't it, Chief.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like for what they traded versus what they got, I mean, this was probably about the best they could have done to me. I mean, yeah, they could have gotten the situation where they could have gotten Simmons, Maxey, and all of them. But whatever personal beef was going on, is a personal beef that was going on.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you good.
Oh, I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
No, I'm talking a lot. But fucking, and even like they tried to trade with Miami, but Miami didn't want to give up Tyler Hero, and I wouldn't want to give up Tyler Hero either.
Heat fans were like, "Yo, we don't want Harden, we have Hero." I'm like, "What the hell are you guys talking about?" Man's had one good playoff run, and now apparently he's better than James Harden.
I don't think that's what they were saying.
I think
they probably
it was more culture.
Exactly.
I think that's what it is.
That's all it is.
But like, I don't know, man. To me, I think the Rockets think. I think that's a pride trade. I think that they're banking on their ability to do all these things well that they have been proven not to do.
I think it's also maybe a bent over the barrel situation. Like he literally said, as soon as he called out his teammates after that game,
there was no way he
could have stayed.
Yeah.
Like a trade had to have been made within the next 48 to 72 hours.
And at that point, the organization lost leverage because I feel like you want to talk about the players that they could have gotten more players, maybe not as much pace when we were originally talking about the Harden trade like months ago, because
it was mad players.
It would have been players, and they would have gotten players in return.
I remember the original one back in like December when the report came out. They were talking about Caris, Jarrett, and Dinwiddie, and Torian.
Yep.
And now, I mean,
obviously,
picks. Well, now obviously now that Dinwiddie is hurt for the season, he's off the table. But I mean, maybe you could have asked for Joe Harris as well. Like there was other pieces.
Not after that extension.
Hey man, look, I honestly don't even see how it would have been a good basketball fit for trading for Simmons. You have his backcourt of Simmons and John Wall.
Yeah,
who cannot
John Wall's
play.
a rental. Well, not a rental, but like you can't see him lasting. Like he's not. The future,
but even so, you're still stuck with John Wall for 2 more years.
For 2 more years after this year.
And the Simmons contract for another 4 years.
Do you know how much money John Wall is making? And I just looked this up.
A lot.
He's making over 40. He's making damn near like 42.
Yeah, he's got 2 years on it though.
So now,
next year it's movable,
including right now. 41 million. So he's 30 right now. Next year, 31, 44 million, 32, 47 million. God damn it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But at the end of the day, I think the thing that NBA has proven is that no contract is untradeable no matter how much they tell you it is.
Yep.
And on top of that, like next year, he has 2, like it's this year, next year. That's it, right?
This year, next year, year after that.
It's an option or just straight?
It's just straight.
I get it. You don't want to pair the two of them, but like, fuck it. John Wall will come off the bench, like something. Like I just at this point,
I'm not
like
paying a nigga $30 whatever million to come off the bench.
I mean, it would have
Yeah,
been him or Russell Westbrook, and neither of them is a fit.
Wait, what are you talking
So-
about? How would they have come off the bench?
No, I'm saying like those are your two options at point guard.
Well, yeah. But either way, one of them is starting. But I'm not having like $36 million just on my being a bench player in the Lou Will spot. That nigga got to
I mean,
start.
No, but either way, like it just doesn't seem like it seems like they're really thinking. I don't understand how they just didn't get any real players because they're staving off a rebuild.
But who else do they get though? Like, because the only teams reportedly.
You telling me they couldn't get Allen or Prince in that?
What?
They couldn't get Jared Allen somehow in that?
Hey,
Literally, the team that made out the best outside of the Nets is the fucking Pacers.
I'd say honestly, I like the Cavs haul in this. They get their center for the future because they're either going to buy out Drummond or they're going to trade
Yeah, but
him.
the Cavs are like a doomed organization as well.
Oh, why are they doomed?
Because what have they done without LeBron and David Griffin?
They're rebuilding.
They've been rebuilding for how long?
It takes time to rebuild.
They were rebuilding when
Does take time
LeBron
to
left
rebuild.
and did nothing. And then when he came back, they won the chip, and then he left again, and they've still done nothing.
How
many years was he away where
Bro,
they did
how
nothing?
many teams have rebuilt within 2 or 3 years?
How many years was he away when they did nothing?
What?
How
They were-
many?
They were a bad team.
For how long? How long were they rebuilding when he
What
left,
was it,
JT?
4 years?
It was only 4 years in Miami?
Yeah, you had 4 years in Miami.
So that's 4 years where they did nothing.
Okay. They missed on some picks. So, was that the whole point, just to say the Cavs are bad?
Yeah.
Pretty much. I don't know why you argued with me when I said the Cavs are bad. I was like, I guess we're arguing about the Cavs not being bad,
I don't know.
apparently.
I don't know how we got that.
Yeah, I literally am like the Cavs are a bad organization. Wait.
Not a bad organization,
Slow your
right?
roll there. That's exactly what happened.
I believe in the Cavs.
That was
damn it.
completely unnecessary.
I believe in the Cavs.
I do not. I think Darius Garland was not a good pick after Colin Sexton.
Sexton has been good this year.
Sexton's been
What's the record?
No, Sexland.
What's the record?
Sexland.
Sexton.
Well, that's not fair because they
What
got
about
hurt.
what about Quivers? What
Exactly.
what about
It's
Quivers?
the same shit. You're telling me Sexland is fucking it's sustainable?
The name or the players?
The name is forever.
Sexland. I love it. I want to
you
go there.
can't-
Can we take a family trip to Sexland?
you see what Larry Nance said? He's like, once they got Jared Allen,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Sexland is surrounded by trees now.
No, Jared Allen said that.
Oh, Jared Allen said that?
And then
Oh.
he was like, he's getting it.
I feel bad for Jared Allen. I really did like him.
I
as a-
don't.
as
I
a
feel
net.
like it is.
See, I don't feel bad.
I don't feel bad for
personally
him.
feel bad for myself.
I just think they
'cause I
need
love him.
one less like guard that plays the exact same. I think Jared Allen with one of those guards, pick one, and then get someone to space the floor. I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think Jared Allen either way is going to do really well.
Yeah, I do too. Once they get rid of Drummond,
Well, yeah. I mean, but that's a given. But you know,
I'll take him.
I'm gonna miss the Fro as one of my favorite. He's gonna go down as one of my favorite Brooklyn Nets. He's in my top 5.
He was dope, man.
Boy.
Anybody that got traded you want to pour it out for?
Yeah. Pour it out for obviously Chris LeVert. Hopefully he's okay. I mean,
He's gonna be a superstar, man.
crazy a blessing in disguise what the trade was. You know, finding the the growth on his kidney. So, you know, I mean, he's out of basketball. They said he can't even do anything for like 6 to 8 weeks. So,
Oh,
Bro,
shit.
the Pacers with him, bro. Like,
him,
we already
Brogdon,
knew.
Sabonis, and how
Yeah.
about the resurgence of Miles Turner this year?
He was on
Yeah.
the trade block
And
since last
they
year, and
said-
it was just like,
isn't
dude.
he got hurt though, right?
Miles Turner.
Yeah,
Yes.
I read something about that today that he got hurt.
I don't know how
Miles
serious it
Turner since
is,
he got
but
drafted.
it is.
Yeah.
He's averaging more blocks per game than I think 5 NBA teams combined.
That would probably make sense. Yes. So
Like-
good for everybody. That's a great team. Nate McMillan still did not deserve to get fired. But I will die on that hill.
Hey man, the Pacers are fucking like
They-
that's
they
they
don't
are
even-
set up.
Yeah.
Like they are really set up. How old is Karras? 26, 27?
26, 27.
Yeah.
Something like
Sabonis is 24, I think.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's
Sabonis is still young.
And
Turner's still
I think
young.
Sabonis is
Brogdon's
actually
still
leading
young.
the league in minutes right now too. So he's been working.
More than Julius Randle.
Yeah, no, he's right. So now
bro, I saw
Julius
Kaz tweet a bad night for
Julius
Julius
and,
Randle is 23 and 17. Like,
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Right, Julius and fucking RJ are second in the league right now. Crazy enough, but you know what? Fuck it, Knicks tape and shit. But
Luka's usage rate is high right now.
yeah, I believe it.
Well, that's because we have no depth. Almost all the starters are like the people we
Right.
lost are like forwards. So
The real loser in this Harden trade is Steven Silas, because he took this job thinking like, all right, well, you know what? I'm gonna have Russell Westbrook, James Harden. We gonna figure this thing out. And this man ended up with John Wall and Victor Oladipo.
Boogie Cousins.
Yep, and Boogie.
The unfortunate
they
thing
still
is
got Daniel House. Calm down.
the
Oh, yeah, you're
unfortunate
right.
thing
Oh,
is
and PJ Tucker.
Yeah,
Yeah, there it
he
is.
might not get a fair shake and like getting a couple years to do the rebuild.
Oh yeah,
That's the unfortunate thing.
That's the ass part. But
Yeah.
you know what?
But I don't
He
know.
co-
Without Harden, no one really cares about the Rockets anymore. So maybe they'll let him skate for a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
you're probably right. And you know what it is? We like going back to like the scouting, going back to like the actual like implementation of the system, is that he comes from a place where
You
they
know it.
they had a good system in place. You know what I'm saying? He comes from the Mavs organization. So we shall see. And I hope he's good. So, you know.
Rick Carlisle coaching tree is a great coaching tree. It's the equivalent of the Andy Reid coaching tree.
Oh wow. Oh, it's like that.
It is.
Yeah. Well,
Dwayne Casey.
I was gonna segue, but I think I should be banned from doing segues for a little bit after the one I said earlier.
Wayne Casey, the guy that just can't finish. Yeah, continue.
Who else?
You would know better than me. I
We've
don't
gone over it so many times, and of course now all the
I'm
names are fucking
about to say,
escaping.
don't ask me about any NBA coaching trees because yeah, I don't know.
I mean, the Mavs coaching tree is more like a shrub compared to what the Spurs are doing.
Nigga said a shrub.
Yeah, it's like a shrub.
A shrub.
When you think about it, look how many coaches come from the Spurs, and look how many front office people come from the Spurs.
Oh
right?
yeah, front office people for sure, but I mean, motherfuckers gonna win.
Yeah. I'm looking at Gohan's head right now, and I'm just thinking like, wow, like he really was the best that never was. Like he really peaked in his teenage years, and then
And
he
then
just
mom made him go back to school because he was the firstborn.
yeah, that's
so
a fact.
So he's Brandon Roy. Is he the Brandon Roy of
Of
Dragon Ball Z?
Of Dragon Ball Z. You know what? Nah, because he didn't get hurt or anything. He kind of just like lost passion. Like he just like wasn't. He
Damn.
wasn't meant to be a fighter. Like he was strapped, but he wasn't like he didn't have like my name is Goku and I like to fight kind of energy. You know what
he
I'm saying?
lost love of the game.
Yeah.
Damn.
Gohan is just but I still got love for Gohan. Though.
Hey, it's all right.
He's one of the he's literally the epitome of like he really could have been the best person in the show, and the writer was just like, nah.
Damn.
Yeah, that's a fact. It's
Like,
like
I don't think there's anyone who really hates Gohan. They just hate what happened to him.
yeah, like Gohan was lit during. Well, you didn't watch Dragon Ball Z, but yeah, he was lit like when he was a kid. But then as he got older, he kind of got like regular.
At one point, he was the strongest person in the universe when he was 12 years old.
Nice.
Hell yeah!
Oh, I did not know that.
What didn't you know, John?
Carlisle, his first coaching job was an assistant for the Nets under Bill Fitch and Chuck Daly.
Ah, yes, the Chuck Dailies.
Ah, so really, he's part of the Chuck Daly coaching tree.
And he come from the Nets organization. See, it all circles back to Brooklyn.
Yeah,
But
or
then
New Jersey.
Then Jersey.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Speaking
Yeah.
of Jersey, can Marv Albert figure out that the Nets play in Brooklyn?
Nope.
You know, you'd think that him being born in Brooklyn, he would, be more, up to date on the
Yeah.
team where it plays.
Bro, not for nothing. Marv's been slipping, dog.
Bro, he's been
He
slipping
might-
for the past,
he
2
might-
years.
He might have to.
He might have to hang it up.
Yeah,
It
hang it
doesn't
up.
help that we have Chris Webber there, too.
Yep.
It's just...
My favorite officiating duo, and I guess this is Nick's bias, is fucking is Mike Breen and
Commentator?
and Mark. Well, yeah, my fault. Yeah,
You're good. You're good.
Mark Jackson and fucking Mike Breen.
Joe, give me Mike, Mark, and fucking Jeff.
Yeah. Any night,
Just the dynamic.
any night.
They don't always say the best shit outside of Mike Breen, but like just the dynamic.
But
Yeah.
At any point, Jeff Van Gundy will get bored and start rambling. Like
Yeah.
there's a risk of that at any point, and I fucking love it.
Of course, I'm fucking with it at OD. You know what I'm saying? And it goes back to the Knicks. So that's something that I can hang my hat on.
Nah, give me Ian, Sarah, and RJ any day of the week.
No. You know what?
RJ's elite. RJ's elite.
Iron Eagle, I fuck with him OD, son, because he gives like good analysis, but at the same time he's like personable too, if that makes sense.
And he's a dork, which I love.
Yeah,
Love that
He's
guy.
he's a personable dork though.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need like I know all of these stats, but I can still like key it up with you. You know what I'm saying?
And I know
know
all
they
these
don't know
random
the
ass
stats,
movie
right?
quotes.
What do you mean?
They literally have a statistician who gives them the numbers.
Oh well, I thought
It's the same thing.
Yeah, but it's
where
part of the research thing too, though. You just have him. You can't be staring down at the notes while doing the plays. Like he just has that shit ready to go.
It's also it's the same reason why everyone thinks Alex Trebek is super smart. R.I.P. But like his public perceptions, everyone thinks he's super smart because he gives you all the answers every night. Follow us at Saratobi Sports on Instagram and Twitter. Go check out the YouTube channel as well. If you're not listening, go watch it, or vice versa. And then you can follow me on Twitter at Offended Narwhal. And that's it for me, guys.
Me?
I mean,
It's
usually how
always
it goes,
you.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. That is usually me. Well, all I gotta say is, actually, I didn't even mention this earlier, but yo, shout out to what's that lady's name? Sarah Thomas,
Oh, the ref?
first woman to officiate at a Super Bowl. That's pretty dope. Yes.
Not you not clapping.
Yeah.
I clicked the button, so it's
That was an implied clap.
It's an implied
No, we
clap.
always all
yes.
clap. He
yeah.
better than us now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You know.
Your fit
Yeah,
would've been
y'all have
complete in my
y'all
slippers.
have a good week. If y'all want to follow me, y'all can follow me on the gram @WildWest_11.
Why are you saying it like a shy toddler?
Yeah, you know, it's my first time.
You're literally just out here like, if you want to follow me,
Yeah.
you can follow me.
My
at
Instagram is
Worldwide West.
WorldWest_11. Nah, but for real, if y'all want to follow me, hit the gram. You know, make sure y'all stay safe out here. This COVID shit is wilding. Set up my vaccine appointment. So yeah, y'all, I'm gonna be in this bitch vaccinated like shit. You know, do what y'all gotta do though. And yeah, you know, Black Lives Matter and all that good stuff.
As always. Good night, everybody. This is bullcrap. I don't even have the thing on. I don't even know what's going on.
A sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
See how I'm treated? This is why nobody's getting no more Pop Funkos. See that? You just buttoned yourself out of Popos.
Popos?
Yeah, they're
The
now
fuck is a Popo?
Pop Funkos.
now
it's
they are now
Popos.
considered Popos. So
JC
But yeah.
really is the Middle East.
you can follow me on the Twitters, J_Thomas_24. Let's see. You don't really give a crap about Instagram.
True.
Or TikTok. Except for the Busted Challenge.
Yes.
Go listen to last week's intro.
Yep. And remember to tip your bartenders and your local waitresses and your delivery drivers and the Ematoja people too. Later. Good night, everybody.
Catch y'all next week.
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion, champion, champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion, like a champion.